Everyone, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep and welcome to this next session that we have on DILR 101. We have been doing this series for a very long time now. I'm pretty sure that many of you have been a part of it and you know that what do we discuss in these. This is the eighth part that we are discussing today on reasoning based DI. So mostly the sets that we take in this series are from actual CAT exam or from ZET exam or IFT. I mean, some of the good exams we take these sets. Okay. So before I start, so can you please confirm it once to me? Is everything okay? Am I audible and visible to you guys? Is everything fine? You all can hear me. You all can see me. Is that okay? If there are no operational issues, then I'll start with our session today. If you can just confirm it once to me, is everything fine? Then we shall start with our class. Okay. So this is the series that we are doing. Of course, it is for CAT 2023. We talk about the DI sets which use a little bit of reasoning in it, right? In the LRDI section of CAT, this is what we are going to discuss in this series. And once again, just like the previous classes, today also I'll be taking up some sets from previous year papers. We'll be discussing them one by one. So let's start without any further delay. Okay. Let us start with the very first set. So first of all of you read this data and after that we shall start doing it. So please read the data, then we shall start discussing this. Two traders, Chetan and Michael, were involved in the buying and selling of MCS shares over 5 trading days. At the beginning of the first day, the MCS share was priced at rupees 100, while at the end of the fifth day, it was priced at rupees 110. At the end of each day, the MCS share price either went up by 10 or else it came down by 10. Both Chetan and Michael took buying and selling decisions at the end of each trading day. The beginning price of MCS shares on a given day was the same as the ending price of the previous day. So on the first day, the price was 100 rupees. Every day, the price is either going up by 10 rupees or coming down by 10 rupees, right? And he says, whatever is the price at the end of the day, the next day, at the beginning of the day, the price would be the same, right? So the price at the end of a day is same as the price at the beginning of the next day. The initial price was 100. After 5 days, he says, I mean at the end of the fifth day, the price was 110. That was 10 more. Okay. So in 5 days, the price, though it has only fluctuated by 10 rupees every day, it either went up by 10 rupees or came down by 10 rupees, but ultimately end of 5 days, it was finally 10 rupees above the original price that was on the very first day. It was 10 rupees above that. Okay. So the net change in the price is only plus 10, you can say, though every day the change was either plus 10 or minus 10. Now, after that, there is some more information. Chetan and Michael started with the same number of shares and amount of cash and had enough of both. Below are some additional facts. Each day, if the price went up, Chetan sold 10 shares at the closing price. On the other hand, each day, if the price went down, he bought 10 shares. So if the price goes up, he would be selling the shares. If the price comes down, he would be buying the shares. If on any day the closing price was above 110, then Michael sold shares. And if it was below 90, then he would be buying shares. So Chetan would be actually buying or selling. It is dependent upon whether the price have gone up or it has come down. But Michael's strategy is based upon whether the price is above 110 or not. Only then he would be selling them. Or if the price is below 90 or not, only then he would be buying them. This is the strategy that they are following. Okay. According to which questions will be asked to you. Now, one thing is very clear over here. If the original price is 100 and then there are 5 changes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at the end of the fifth day the price is 110. At the end of the fifth day, rather I should be writing it here, at the end of the fifth day, because it is at the end of the first day, second, sorry, original price was, yes, it was correct. So I had written it correct over here. So at the end of the fifth day, the price is 110. Okay. So at the end of the first day, this is the price. At the end of the second day, third day, fourth day, and fifth day. From here till here, I see the net change is equal to plus 10. And in between, the price would be either going up by 10 or coming down by 10. So can I say, if there are 5 changes of plus 10 or minus 10, and the net change has to be plus 10, there must be 3 changes of plus 10 and 2 changes of minus 10. This is the only way through which I can ultimately have a change of plus 10 in the price. Are you getting my point? 3 times the price must have gone up by 10 rupees. 2 times the price must have gone down by 10 rupees. And that gives me a net change of plus 10. Is that correct? Hello, Shraddha Sharma. Good to see you. I'm assuming that this point is clear to all of you, right? The final price I want to be changed by plus 10. So there must be 3 changes of plus 10 and 2 changes of minus 10, because apart from plus 10 and minus 10, you can't have a change. उसके अलावा तो कोई change ही possible नहीं है. So these are the only possibilities, though one thing is very clear, that these plus 10 minus 10 changes can be in any order. I mean, there is a possibility first change is plus 10, then minus 10, then plus 10, then minus 10, and then ultimately it is again plus 10, which gives me the final price as 110. Or there is a possibility first change is minus 10, again minus 10, then plus 10, then plus 10, then plus 10, and then plus 10. This is also one of the possibilities, that first two are minus 10, next three are plus 10, or plus 10 minus 10 plus 10 minus 10 plus 10. That's also a possibility. And that way actually you would be able to make many cases. I think 10 cases you would be able to make, because 3 of them are plus 10s, 2 of them are minus 10. So they are to be arranged in a row. They can be done in 5C3 ways, or you can say 5 factorial by 3 factorial 2 factorial ways. So it is possible in a total of 10 ways. So we can definitely create a table and write down all the possibilities which are there, that these are the possible cases in which this can be done. Hello, Srikant. I hope you got my point, right? So just to give you an idea, I mean, what can I do? I can say if the original price is 100, right? There is a possibility plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, minus 10, minus 10. One of the possibilities. Second, plus 10, plus 10, minus 10, plus 10, and then minus 10. This is also one of the possibilities. Or plus 10 and then plus 10, minus 10, minus 10, and then plus 10. That is also one of the possibilities. That ways you can make a total of 10 cases, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, 3 times plus 10. So this 3 times plus 10 can be on first, second, third day, first, second, fourth day, first, second, fifth day, first, third, fourth day, first, third, fifth, first, fourth, fifth, second, third, fourth, second, third, fifth, second, fourth, fifth, और third, fourth, fifth. अगर आप इनको count करें, there would be a total of 10 cases. So what I have done, I have made all these 10 cases in a table, because that is the one thing that you have to do once. एक बार आपको ये मेहनत करनी है. After that, all the questions can be answered just by looking at that table that you can make through these. So I made that table here, as you can see, right? These are the 10 cases I have made. Case number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So what have I done in these 10 cases? I have made all possible cases which are possible. For example, minus, minus, plus, plus, plus. So 100 minus 10, 90 minus 10, 80 plus 10, 90 plus 10, and then 100 plus 10. So 2 minuses and 3 pluses. Or minus, plus, minus, plus, or plus. This is also one of the possibilities. Or minus, plus, again plus, then minus, then plus, or minus, plus, again plus, and then minus, or plus, then minus, then again minus, then plus, and then plus. And that way you would see that these pluses and minuses can be arranged in a total of 10 ways, the total 10 cases that I have made over here. Okay. I'm sure even the last row is visible to you. The ribbon is not coming in the way. Everything is visible there, though I would try to write above that. Now, let's have a look at the question. What is the question asking you? Let's have a look. Now, one thing is clear. ये बताया था उसने. Chetan always sold whenever the price went up, and he always bought whenever the price went down, right? Whereas Michael sold only when the price was above 110, and he always bought whenever the price was below 90. और ध्यान रखिए 90 पे नहीं, only if it was below 90. So can I say he must have bought here, right? And that is the only case in which he might have bought. In no other cases he can buy shares. If you look at this all cases, सभी केसेस को ध्यान से देखिए. This is the only case in which the price have gone below 90. So first case is the only case in which Michael might have bought the shares. In all other cases, either he did not do anything. For example, here, Michael would not be able to do anything because never the price went above 100 and never the price went below 90. Michael did not play a role here. Michael must have bought here, sorry, sold here in this case. He did not do anything here, he did not do anything here, but he must have sold here. He must have sold here. He must have sold here. He must have sold thrice here, right? Sorry, here also he must have sold twice. So in one case he must have sold thrice. In one case he must have sold twice. In three cases he must have sold once. And in one case he must have bought once, he never sold. These are the only cases which are possible. Whereas in each and every case, one thing is for sure, that if I talk about Chetan, he sold thrice and he bought twice because the price went up thrice and he went down twice. So ultimately, Chetan jab bhi karega, he must be having 10 shares less than the beginning, always at the end with him, right? Whatever is the number of shares with Chetan initially, let us say X number of shares is with him. So he will sell the shares 3 times. So 10, 10, 10 would reduce 3 times. He will buy the shares 2 times. So plus 10 plus 10. So ultimately I would see his number of shares would always be 10 less than the initial number of shares. Whereas in case of Michael, it would depend, right? When I talk about Michael, in the first scenario, Michael's shares, let us say his number of shares were also equal to X. Michael's share were actually at the end, he must have bought only once. So it would be plus 10, right? Whereas in this case, his shares would be X minus 10. In this case, it will be X minus 10. In this case, X minus 10. In this case, it would be X minus 20. And in the last case, X minus 30. These are the possibilities for Michael. But for Chetan, it has to be the very first possibility. Now, looking at the questions. Chetan sold 10 shares of MCS on 3 consecutive days. So on 3 consecutive days, the price increased. On 3 consecutive days, the price increased. What can be those days? One of those days can be this day. Yes, on 3 consecutive days, the price increased. Yahan dekhiye. On these 3 consecutive days, the price increased. Can this be the day? No. Can this be the day? Once again, no. Can this be the day? Yes. On 3 consecutive days, the price increased. So this also can be that day. Can this be the day? No. Can this be the day? Again, no. ये हो सकता है क्या? Once again, no. क्या ये हो सकता है? Once again, no. Is this possible? No. And this again is possible. On 3 consecutive days, the price has increased. Basically, the 3 consecutive days when the price has increased, it can be day 3, 4, 5, it can be day 2, 3, 4, or it can be day 1, 2, 3. So these are 3, 4, 5. These are 2, 3, 4, and these are 1, 2, 3. These are the days on which the prices have increased. तो इन्हीं 3 दिनों के बारे में बात हो सकती है. He says, while Michael sold 10 shares only once during the 5 days. In this case, Michael sold thrice. This is not that day. In this case, Michael bought these shares. This is not the day. So this is the day that they are talking about. In this case, what was the price of MCS at the end of day 3? At the end of day 3, the price was 110. So my answer should be option C, that is 110 rupees. I hope you got my point. There were only 3 days when the price increased on 3 consecutive days. Out of these 3 days, the first day was the day on which Michael bought shares on one day. Last day was the case when Michael sold a share on 3 days. Whereas he says Michael sold shares only once. That must be this day number 4 then. And on this day number 4, on day 3, the price was 110. This is what the question was asking us. So my answer is option C. I am assuming this point is clear to all of you. Please keep telling me if there is any problem or any doubt, and please write that in the chat box. I would be happy to answer that. Okay. So then we'll move ahead now to next question, that is question number 2 based upon the same data set. I hope you can see how this table helps us. So that table of course takes some time initially, पूरा बनाने में time लगता है. It might take 6-7 minutes, but I'm sure वो 6-7 minutes बहुत काम आते हैं, because after that you can answer the questions real fast. Let's move on to question number 2 now. So ये रहा question number 2. Have a look at this question first, then we'll start doing it together. I'm sure all of you have seen this. चलिए करते हैं. Chetan ended up with 1300 more cash than Michael at the end of day 5. What was the price of MCS share at the end of day 4? तो day 4 पे प्राइस बताइए कितना था. So Chetan ended up with 1300 more cash. Initially they had the same cash and they had the same number of shares as well. Okay. So let us say Chetan had X rupees initially. Michael had X rupees initially. We definitely know that in case of Chetan, Chetan sold the shares thrice. He bought the shares twice. So ultimately his number of shares were 10 less. And because he sold the shares thrice, that means he must have got some extra money. His money would be in a positive side, most probably. Reason, if you are selling the shares thrice and buying them twice, so once you have extra sold them, so therefore you would be having some extra money, right? And every time you are selling 10 shares, he has 1300 more cash. So can I say one of the possibilities is that Chetan had 1300 more cash, right? He had 1300 more cash than Michael. How is that possible? The point is, whenever the price will go down, it will go down by 10 rupees. He will lose 100 rupees. Whenever the price goes up, he will gain 100 rupees, right? So he will lose 100 rupees. He would gain 100 rupees. Again, he will lose 100 rupees once. Again, he would gain 100 rupees once. एक बार 100 रुपए लूज करेगा, फिर 100 रुपए गेन करेगा, फिर 100 रुपए लूज करेगा, फिर 100 रुपए गेन करेगा, एंड फाइनली एक बार और गेन करेगा, एंड अल्टीमेटली देन he would be having a gain of 1300 rupees. How is that possible? If I just give you an idea of that. First case देखिए, the price went down. He will sell the shares for 900 rupees. The price went down again. He will sell the shares for 800 rupees. The price went up. He will sell the shares for 900 rupees. The price went up again. He will sell the shares for 1000 rupees. The price went up again. He will have the shares at 1100. तो ये जो मैं आपको बता रहा था ना, minus 100 plus 100. So यहाँ देखिए जरा. Here minus 100 plus 100. So ultimately he will have a profit of 100 from here. Minus 100 plus 100. So ultimately he will have a profit of 100 from here. 100 का प्रॉफिट यहां, 100 का प्रॉफिट यहां. सो अल्टीमेटली जो थर्ड प्रॉफिट है, that has to be 1100, only then he can have a 1300 profit. और वो तो हमेशा 1100 है. So can I say in every case actually is going to have 1300 rupees? जरा एक बार सेकंड में चेक करो. सेकंड केस चेक करते हैं. In the second case, price went down minus 900. Price went up, he will have plus 1000. Price went down minus 900. Price went up, he will have plus 1000. And again price went up, so again 1100. फिर से वही हुआ 100, 100 and 1100. That makes it 1300. Third check करो, third day. 100 minus 90. So price went down minus 900. Price went up plus 1000. Again price went up plus 1100. Again price went down means minus 1000, and then price went up means plus 1100. Once again 100, 100 and plus 1100. So ultimately Chetan will always have 1300 more cash. You talk about any of the cases, right? आप इनमें से कोई भी केस उठा लो, चेतन विल अल्टीमेटली ऑलवेज हैव 1300 मोर कैश. तो ये कोई स्पेसिफिक केस नहीं है दैट ही विल हैव 1300 मोर कैश. In every case is going to have 1300 more cash, right? Then what was the price of MCA share at the end of day 4? अगर उसके पास हमेशा ही 1300 more cash आता है, what was the price of share at the end of day 4? But there is one very important point. He has 1300 more cash than Michael. he anyways always have 1300 more cash. So can I say Michael must not have done any kind of dealing? Michael की कोई डीलिंग होनी ही नहीं चाहिए. If Michael has a dealing, in that case there would be a problem, right? Because Michael की अगर डीलिंग हुई, then Michael would also have some money more or less than X. Then the gap would not be 1300. So what is that day when Michael did not have a dealing? Michael had a dealing on this day because of this price. Michael did not have a dealing here, did not have a dealing here. Michael had a dealing on this day because of this price. Did not have a dealing here, did not have a dealing here, did not have a dealing here क्योंकि ये price की वजह से. He will have a dealing here. He will have a dealing here. He will have a dealing on all these three. So these are the 4 days that we are talking about, because Michael had a dealing on all other days. These are the 4 days on which Michael had no dealing. इन 4 दिनों की अगर बात करो तो इन 4 दिनों में माइकल की कोई डीलिंग नहीं है. In all these 4 days, the price was 100 rupees at the end of day 4. This is what the question was asking you, that what is the price? The answer is rupees 100, which is given over here. So the important point was that anyways Chetan will always have 1300 rupees more than his initial cash, right? अगर माइकल से 1300 ज्यादा चाहिए तो माइकल मस्ट बी हैविंग द ओरिजिनल अमाउंट, बिकॉज चेतन तो वैसे ही 1300 ज्यादा होता है उसके पास ओरिजिनल से. तो अगर उसके पास माइकल से 1300 ज्यादा, so Michael must not have done any kind of dealing. And if Michael has not done any kind of dealing on those 4 days, the price is always 100. That is our answer. This is what the question was asking us. अगर वो ये पूछता किस केस के बारे में बात हो रही, we can't answer. But day 4 पे तो इन चारों ही दिनों में प्राइस 100 rupees ही था. That is our answer for question number 2. I am assuming that all of you understood this as well. I'll move ahead to question number 3 now. Michael ended up with 20 more shares than Chetan. Chetan will always have X minus 10, right? Michael has 20 more shares. So can I say Michael will have X plus 10 shares, right? And if Michael has X plus 10 shares, that means he bought some shares, only then he can have X plus 10 shares. And if he has bought, the price must have gone below 90. If the price must have gone below 90, that is possible in only first case. First is the only case in which the price ever went below 90. Question is, what was the price of share at the end of day 3? It was rupees 90. My answer is option A for this question. This became very easy. By chance, we just discussed this a few questions back, that he actually was able to buy shares on only one day, and that day was when the price went below 90. That happened only once on day 1. So therefore, that is the right answer for us. So I am assuming that you all understood my point here. यहाँ पे आपको सबको समझ आ गई है बात. So I'll move ahead from here from question number 3 to question number 4. Michael ended up with rupees 100 less cash than Chetan at the end of day 5. I have already decided. Chetan का cash जो है, it will be 1300 more than initial cash. Michael has 100 less cash. तो इसका मतलब Michael has 1200 more cash. Michael has 1200 more cash. So what was the number of shares possessed by Michael and Chetan at the end of day 5? Chetan के तो shares पक्का ही X minus 10 होते हैं. सवाल है Michael के shares कितने होंगे. Michael has 1200 more cash. So 1200 more cash कैसे हो सकता है? One case is very clear. He sold only once, and that too when the price was 120. So that is possible on this day. That is possible on many other days as well. This day, it is possible on this day. So there are many days when the price went to 120, because whenever the price will go above 110, he will sell. If that happened only once, that means he sold 10 shares and he got 1200 rupees cash. Chetan anyways has 1300 more cash. So ultimately Michael will have 100 rupees less cash. So therefore I can say Michael sold only once. So Michael had X minus 10. Chetan also had X minus 10. So we can say that Chetan had X minus 10, Michael had X minus 10. They both had the same number of shares. So E option is the right answer for us. They both had equal number of shares. Because otherwise, what are the other possibilities? Either Michael sold it twice, that is on this day, तो उसके पास shares X minus 20 होंगे, or he sold thrice, तो X minus 30 होंगे, right? But in those cases, his cash would also be much more. 2 बार sell करेगा, he will have 2400 more. 3 बार sell करेगा, he will have 3700 more. 1200, 1300, 1200. और अगर यहां पर buy करेगा, he will have 800 less. So 1200 more is possible in only one case, that he sells only once, and that too for 120 price. So therefore the answer was option E for this question. And last question. What could have been the maximum possible increase in combined cash balance of Chetan and Michael at the end of the fifth day? Chetan के पास तो 1300 extra आना ही आना है cash. Michael will have maximum possible increase in his cash when he sells maximum number of times. That is possible in the last case, because in the last case he'll be selling once at 120 rupees, selling once at 1300, selling once at 1200. Together he will have 3700 more. So combined they will have 5000 rupees more. My answer should be option D. That is a set of CAT 2006 that had appeared in CAT. I'm sure you understood the solution, and I'm sure you must have seen that by making this table, how easy we have made the question for us. Okay, that was the first set I wanted to discuss. I am assuming that you all have understood it. I'll move on to the next set now, question number 6 to 9. Please read the data, and after that we will start talking about this set as well. एक बार पढ़ लीजिए, फिर इसके बारे में भी बात करते हैं. Do let me know whenever you have a question, any doubt. I'll be happy to answer that. Probably you are not able to see the data at the end. I'll try to put it slightly above. I'm sure now it is visible to all of you. Let us start doing it now. For admission to various affiliated colleges, a university conducts a written test with 4 different sections, each with a maximum of 50 marks. The following table gives the aggregate as well as the sectional cutoff marks. So aggregate cutoff as well as the sectional cutoff fixed by 6 different colleges affiliated to the university. A student will get admission only if he or she gets marks greater than or equal to the cutoff marks in each of these sections. हर सेक्शन में कट ऑफ क्लियर करनी पड़ेगी, and his or aggregate marks are at least equal to the aggregate cutoff marks as specified by the college. I'm sure you understood it. Each section is of 50 marks. There is a sectional cutoff, there is an overall cutoff. When you clear it, only then you would be able to get admission into that particular college. और ये कोई ऐसा नहीं है, वो ये नहीं कह रहा है कि it is the partial data. That means he is saying that whatever is given, that is whole of the data. So the data is here on your screen. If I show it to you now, yes. So here is the table. कॉलेज 1 की कट ऑफ दे रखी है, कॉलेज 2 की कट ऑफ है, कॉलेज 3 की कट ऑफ है, अप टू कॉलेज 6 in the 4 sections as well as the overall cutoffs are there. The areas which are missing, right, जहां पे कुछ नहीं लिखा है, that means there is no cutoff here. Otherwise he would have said कि partial data है, you have to find out these cutoffs. If nothing is mentioned there, that means there is no cutoff for those. So here is the table with you along with the question. Try to answer this question number 6. एक बार कोशिश कीजिए, क्या आंसर आता है आप सबका? All of you try to answer this question number 5. Sorry, question number 6. Let us start doing it. Bhama got calls from all colleges. What could be the minimum aggregate marks obtained by her? To get a call from all the colleges, of course, your all sectional cutoffs must be clear. So in section A, the minimum score she must have such that she can clear all the cutoffs is 45. In section B, the minimum score she must have to clear all the sectional cutoffs is 45. In section C, she must score minimum 46. And in section D, she must score minimum 45. And her overall score should be minimum 180. Okay? Only then she would be able to clear all the sectional cutoffs. So what is the total score she must have had? So in section A 45, section B 45, section C 46, section 4 45. This total becomes 181, which automatically clears this 180 as well. That means minimum score of Bhama should be 181 so that she can get a call from all the colleges. This is the minimum possible scores that she must be having to get a call from all the colleges. Because अगर कहीं पर भी 45, 46 से she scores less, that means she would not be getting a call from that particular college because of course you have to clear their cutoffs as well. If any of the cutoffs is missed, you will not get a call from that particular college. He has all written it that you have to clear cutoff in each of these sections along with the overall cutoff to get a call from a particular college. Okay. So this was a simple one. I'll move on to question number 7 now. What is question number 7? Charlie got calls from 2 colleges. What could be the minimum marks obtained by him in a section? In a section. Charlie got calls from 2 colleges. What could be the minimum marks obtained by him in a section? Now, if you want calls from only 2 colleges and you want to score minimum, first of all, I'll look at this place. Which are the minimum 2? So the minimum 2 are college 3 and college 1. Sorry, and college 2. College 3 and college 2 are the ones from which Charlie must clear cutoff. So he must have minimum 175 to get a call from 2 colleges. He must have minimum 175 to get a call from 2 colleges. Plus, he will also have to clear the cutoff of section B. He will also have to clear the cutoff of section C as well, right? Then in section A and D, whatever he scores, that's okay. His overall score should be minimum 175. In section B, his score should be minimum 45. In section C, his score should be minimum 46. In that case, he will get a call from college 2 and college 3. We want to minimize his score in a section, right? So let's try to minimize score in a section. To minimize the score in a section, maximize the score in the other sections. I mean, in section A, let us say he scored 50. In section B, let us say he scored 50. In section C, let us say he scored 50. So he's clearing the cutoff of B. He's clearing the cutoff of C. Now overall cutoff has to be cleared. He has already scored 50, 50, 50, 150. In section D, his score has to be minimum 25. In such scenario, his all cutoffs are clear for college 2 and college 3. His overall cutoff is clear for college 2 and college 3. And by scoring 25 in a section, he can get calls from 2 of the colleges. See, if he scores less than 25 in any section, just keep that in mind. Let us say he scores 21 in any section. If he scores 21 in a section, in the other 3 sections, even if he scores full marks, 50, 50, 50, his total score will be 50, 50, 50 and 21, 171. He would not be able to clear the sectional cutoff of 2 colleges. He would be able to clear the sectional cutoff of only college 3. तो उसको एक ही कॉल आएगा. If he needs 2 calls, he has to get overall minimum 175. And to get minimum 175, he must score 50, 50, 50 in 3 and 25 in the 4th one so that his score is minimized in one section and overall he is able to clear cutoff of 2 colleges in sections B and C along with the overall cutoffs. That was question number 7. I am assuming that this also is understood to all of you. Whenever you have a problem, do let me know. As I said before, jahan bhi aapko lagta hai you are not able to understand a point, please put it in the chat box. I will definitely answer that question. I'll move ahead now to the next question, that is question number 8. So question number 8 is here on your screen now. So I think in this data set, this was the only challenging question, that is question number 8. Aditya did not get a call from even a single college. What could be the maximum marks obtained by him, right? We want he should not be getting a call from any college. What is the minimum marks obtained by? The point is, I would try to find out a section in which if he scores less, his sectional cutoff would automatically be rejected for all the colleges. I mean, if there is any such case possible, right? So I would try to find that out कि कोई ऐसा section है जहां पे score कम करने से he would automatically be rejected by most of the colleges. I see his sectional cutoff is there most of the times in section C. In section C, there are 4 colleges who have put up a cutoff 42, 45, 46, 43. Minimum is 42. Can I say if he scores 41 in section C, if he scores 41 in section C, college 1 will not call him, college 2 will not call him, college 3 will not call him, college 5 will not call him. Are you getting my point? If he scores 41 in section C, 41 is maximum such that by scoring this, these 4 colleges will reject him. But college 4 and 6 are still accepting him. College 4 and college 6, they both have a cutoff in section D, that is 45 and 44. So can I say if he scores 43 in section D, in that case college 4 and college 6 will also reject him, right? So by scoring 41 in section C, he was rejected by 4 colleges. The other 2 colleges rejected him that moment he scored 43 in section D. Now, even if he scores 50 here, even if he scores 50 here, he is rejected by all 6 colleges because he has not been able to clear their sectional cutoffs. So even after scoring 50 plus 50, 100 plus 41, 141 plus 43, 184, he will not be getting a call from any college. So 184 is the maximum score. Even after scoring that, he will not be getting a call from any of the colleges. So therefore my answer is option 3. You might say, sir, why did you choose section C and section D? The simple point was, as I told you, I started with the section in which most of the colleges have put up their cutoffs, because if in that section I score less, automatically I would get rejected in most of those colleges. So I will start thinking from the perspective that you don't want to go to any of these colleges, but your father was asking you that you have to apply, you have to apply. Now you just want to score high to, I mean, show him that yes, you can score high, but you do not want to clear the cutoffs as well. So it score less in that section which can reject you in maximum colleges, and that was section C. 2 more colleges were left, 4 and 6, and they both would reject you if you score less in D. So you scored less in D. Even after scoring 15 A and B, you would not get help from any of the 6 colleges. So this approach can take you in none of the colleges even after scoring 184. Though you are clearing the aggregate cutoff marks for each and every one, but call to tabhi aayega na when you clear their sectional cutoffs as well, but you have not been able to clear the sectional cutoffs. So that is the logic through which we got the answer to this question number 8. So that was a question from CAT 2008. Again, now we go to the last set of today. So please read this data, and after that we will move ahead here as well. So it says spam that enters our electronic mailboxes can be classified under several spam heads. The following table shows the distribution of such spam worldwide over time. The total number of spam emails received during December 2002 was larger than the number received in June 2003. The total number of spam emails received during September 2002 was larger than number received in March. So December was more than June, September was more than March. The figures in the table represent the percentage of all spam emails received during that period falling into these respective categories. So here is the table provided to you, right? So keep that in mind. He has already told you September is more than March, and December is more than June. यही लिखा है ना, December is more than June, DJ, D is more than J. and September is more than March, SM. So DJ, SM. Okay. So September is more than March and D is more than J. December is more than June. So these are the percentage he is saying, right? These are the percentage of spams which have been, received by them. So he says in the adult category in September 2002, they got 38% emails, plus 25% from financial services. That makes it 63. 11 from health category. That makes it 74. 5 from internet, 79. 3 from products, 82. 5 from scams, 87. And 13 from others, 100. So ultimately total has to be 100 because there is a category of others which includes everything else. So total to बार बार 100 बनेगा ही बनेगा. These are all the spams that we are having. Let's have a look at the questions one by one. First question. In which category was the percentage of spam emails increasing but at a decreasing rate? Percentage की बात कर रहे हैं. Where is the percentage increasing but at a decreasing rate? Let's have a look. First option, financial. This is increasing, this is increasing, this is increasing, but not at a decreasing rate. It increased by 5 here, it increased by 7 here, it increased by 8 here. When I talk about scams, it increased by 1 here, it increased by 5 here, not at a decreasing rate. Products, it increased by 4 here, it increased by 3 here, it increased by 1 here. Yes, it is increasing at a decreasing rate. So therefore, straight away my answer for this question is option C, that is products. बहुत simple सा है तो देख के ही पता लग जा रहा है. Percentages should increase but at a decreasing rate. So straight away in case of products, it increased by 4, then 3, then 1. So therefore that is the answer. You might say, sir, we did not check whether the percentage is increased on what base, right? So even on the base, I would say फिर तो पक्का ही होगा because the base is increasing and the numerator is decreasing. Then it has to decrease. I mean ये तो पक्का होना ही होना. So therefore I did not check it for financial first because in case of product it has to happen. So in case of financial, it might happen, but there is no need to check it, in my opinion. Okay. Chaliye, question number 10 now. What does it say? In the health category, that means here, the number of spam emails received in December 2002, that is this, as compared to June 2003. And already he has told you that the total of December 2002 was higher than that of June, right? DJ, you remember? So if total is 100 spam emails here the total is 100 plus. Now this is 18% of 100 and this is 19% of 100 plus. A bigger percentage of a bigger base has to be greater than the smaller percentage of a smaller base, right? So December 2002 में health की जो spam emails हैं, they would definitely be larger than the spam emails of health in June 2003. So therefore my answer would be option A, it was larger. I repeat, I do not know what is the base in December or June, but I definitely know the base in December is more than that of June. Base अगर ज्यादा है और percentage भी बड़ा है तो definitely ही बड़ा आएगा. So by that logic, I can surely say it was larger. So my answer is option A here. And that brings us to the last question of the day. Once again, what is the question asking? In the financial category this time, so this time he's talking about financial category, the number of spam emails received in September 2002, that means this, as compared to March, and you remember SM, okay? Now, the base, let us say here is 100. So the base here is 100 plus. So on a bigger base, we have a smaller percentage, but on a smaller base, we have a bigger percentage. We do not know which one would come higher. भाई डिपेंड करेगा. अगर ये बेस आपका 200 हुआ तो 200 का 25% विल बी लार्जर देन 37% ऑफ 100. बट अगर ये बेस मान लीजिए 120 हुआ, 120 का 25% will not be larger than 37% of 100. So therefore in this case it cannot be determined and therefore answer should be option D. Now this kind of question, they have appeared in CAT before, but now the chances are less that they can appear in CAT, but you can definitely find such questions in exams like NMAT, CMAT, महाराष्ट्र CT, TISNET, SNAP. इन सभी जगहों के इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस बहुत कॉमन होते हैं, आपको देखने को मिल जाए. ठीक है, because these are all more of speed based exams, I would say. So that was the last question of the day. I'm sure you understood everything, guys. If you have a question, please put it up in the doubt section, sorry, in the comment section, right? because if you're live watching it, you can ask now. If you watch the recorded video, please put any doubt in the comment section. I would definitely answer it there. And if you're looking for a comprehensive program to prepare for CAT 2023, yes, we do provide that. Why do we call it comprehensive? Because we provide you 300 plus engaging videos along with the live sessions, mock tests, 10,000 plus practice questions, your learning journey, plus along with that GDPI VAT. So we will not leave you even after the CAD exam. We'll take you through to the college by preparing you for the second stage as well. And we'll also give you study notes and CAD question papers of the previous years. So therefore, we call it a comprehensive program because it includes everything required for your preparation. Also, if you I mean, satisfied with whatever I just said, you can go for this scholarship test and you can avail up to 90% scholarship if you appear for the exam on 4th of March at 7 p.m. Just register for it now, and I'm sure it is going to be useful for you. Also, on 28th of February, that means tomorrow itself, I would be coming with all of you up with this session, why MBA is the right career choice. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., I am going to talk about it on our BYJU'S exam prep app, right? On Android, you can find it. And there I'll be talking about it. Just register for this session and join me tomorrow for this session, right? We are also available on all these media handles. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and Android. That is all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. I'm sure you liked this session. I'm sure you understood the sets. So please do press the like button as well if you have liked the session. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye. Tata.